Today, I'd like to show you a proper sales calls analysis system that is used in production for a team of 5+ SDRs. This system takes the calls that are created by the SDR, takes the transcript of those calls, analyzes those calls, routes them based on the specific playbook that we use for each of them, and then we auto update the CRM as well as send different emails to the manager as well as the SDR for reference on how the call went, what are specific pain points about the calls, what is a draft of an email that they can send. So with that said, let's get started. Let me show you the system in more detail. The first thing that we have over here is the trigger. So this starts the moment the file is created directly within Google Drive. The reason for that is that we are using Google Business, and Google Business has the possibilities to send transcripts the moment the call is finished. So in this instance, what we have is we have all the different folders of the different SDRs over here, so that every time a transcript is created within Google Drive, everything is sent directly over here. Then what we have over here is we have a system that has all the global variables up front. So within the global variables, so we have all sort of information such as the playbooks that we are using, the prompts that we are using, as well as other information such as the knowledge base, Google Docs, all sort of information like that. The reason why we do it in the following way is that if we want to change some specific information such as the prompt, we change everything over here. And if we use this multiple times throughout the workflow, everything is changed at the same time. Next up, what we are doing over here is we make sure that this is only related to Google Docs. So Google Docs has a specific format and transcript has a specific format. So the format is within the name, they have notes by Gemini, and then they have a specific type, which is Google Apps.document. Next up is one of the initial part where we download the transcript. So what we are doing over here is essentially we are getting the information from the transcript. And the problem with that is Google doesn't allow to do this easily if you have a document which has multiple tabs. So let me show you what I mean in a second. If you have a document like this within Google, and you have multiple tabs over here, and over here you have ciao, and in this one you have hello. In order to get the hello, there's no easy way to do that with the specific commands that are present within n8n. So we need to use a Google API for that, which includes tabs content. So in this way, we can actually gather that information. Then what we do over here is we extract the emails as well as we extract the transcript. So over here, we run some custom code. The custom code is specifically related to extracting those two different things. So emails on one side, and on the flip side, the full transcript of the conversation. What we do then is we remove the emails of the team. The reason for that is we have a specific array with all the emails that have been extracted, and we want to make sure that we don't process emails from the team. So in this way, we remove that completely. Then if this email is actually not empty, and so we actually have emails within the list that we can process, we go on the next section over here. What we are doing over here is essentially we are searching for information about the prospect. So in this instance, we are searching the lead via email within Salesforce. If the lead is present, we get directly the information about the lead, and then we set the lead information. If the lead is not present, what we are doing is we have a fallback. We have two fallbacks, actually. So in the first instance, we are searching the lead by email domain. So if you are Ricardo at google.com and this is not present in the database, we search google.com and see if there are any specific leads within the database. If there is one single lead over here, we just set the lead ID, get the lead ID, and this returns back to the initial flow. Otherwise, what we are doing here is we have the first AI step, which is analyzing the conversation and understanding which is the industry analysis. Because this whole section over here, the most important thing for this section over here is about finding the industry where the prospect is in. because what we will do in the next section is we will find the actual playbook that we will use. The playbook is something to use to having an understanding of the prospect and making sure that we can qualify the prospect using BANT at scale. So in this instance, we also did a work of sales consulting on top of the automation side of things to figure out what are the specific requirements and what are the specific playbooks based on the industry. And then what we are doing over here is we are switching everything based on the actual industry that we are using and getting the text playbook. So as you can see over here, all the things that we did up until this point are data collection processes and data extraction and finding information, all sort of different things. There was a very minimal part of AI involved into that. Now, this is the bulk where AI is actually present over here. So what we are doing over here is we are doing a couple of different things. First off, we are setting the prompt inputs, and the prompt input is the structure that we have for the prompt itself. So over here, we define the industry, we define the playbook that we want to use, we define the name of the SDR, and then we give them the call transcript. This is all information that we pass over to different prompts to have the best possible response. To have the best possible response. And this is also part of context engineering and understanding which are the specific kind of elements that needs to be added into specific elements, into specific prompts and into specific elements. Next up, what we are doing over here is we are doing the BANT analysis. And as you can see over here, the format is pretty simple and straightforward. So what we have over here is we have the initial prompt, which is defined in the global variables at the beginning. Also, the chat model is defined in the global variables. So if we want to change all the chat models, we can do that pretty simply. And then over here, we have the input, which is what we built over here in this instance. So first one is to do BANT analysis, so finding actual, doing an analysis of the prospect and understanding whether the prospect was qualified or not. Then what we are doing over here is we are formatting the BANT score and extracting the BANT score, as well as getting some specific information. This is mostly done so that we don't have to run this again when we are doing the SDR, the CRM data extraction side of things. So like what we are doing over here is we are passing over this BANT analysis, and then we are extracting the BANT analysis itself. We are extracting red flags that are mentioned. We are extracting also competitors that are mentioned. Next up, what we are doing over here is we select the Salesforce field. So let me also show you this prompt because I think this is important to understand. And this is how we are transforming data, qualitative data such as a sales calls transcript into format that can be added directly within a CRM and making a CRM self-managing. So over here, what we have within this prompt is we say you are a Salesforce mapping assistant. Your job is to take a sales call analysis and then extract structured Salesforce field values. Over here, what we did is we map out all the schema, all the field value based on the company itself. So this is the full schema that we have over here. And then we pass over all the sales transcript as well as the BANT scoring and and all this different information like that. The reason why we pass over all this information over here is so that we are able to be we are able to make sure that the BANT scoring is not different using these two different prompts. So we are just extracting that from one single scoring, and we will use that in the Salesforce fields. Next up, last two components over here will be the manager prompt. So this is essentially done so that we can create a email for the manager with the high level information about the call. This is done right now because this is a pilot launch, and we are launching that to a small part of the organization. Later on, this can be turned into something that is weekly or something along those lines. And finally, what we have over here is we have the email draft. So within the email draft, what we are doing essentially is we are drafting the email that the salesperson could send based on the different information. So over here is an example of the prompt itself. What we are doing over here, consultative follow-up email using a specific structure. We mentioned what is the maximum amount, and then everything around the email, or every single thing about the email based on also the specific industry and different things like that. So yeah, final thing over here, as you can see, this branches out into multiple areas. What we are doing over here is we are creating different documents. So we are creating coaching documents. We are creating full analysis documents with all the information that we got from here. So yeah, this is one document. This is for the creation, and then we have the part related um, to the coaching document for the manager, so that the manager later on can take this document, review them, and once they have their one-on-one calls with the SDR, they can use this information to coach the SDR, understand what are their pain points, and different things of that nature. Full analysis document. So the full analysis document over here uses the BANT analysis as well as the email draft and the Salesforce mapping. This is added right at the beginning just to make sure that everything is correct and there are no problems on this side of things. Messaging, so sending the emails to the SDR and the manager. And finally, over here, we have the CRM updates. So what we are doing over here is we are updating the CRM fields. We run 3 layers of updates. This is because there could be some fields which might have problems, more specifically fields such as arrays or single select fields, those kind of things. So what we are doing over here is at the first step, we are adding everything. So we are adding all the different things that have been documented into the Salesforce field. If we have an error, we track that error. Next up, we try to add everything without the multiple selects. If that doesn't work again, we update the CRM with no multiple and no single selects. And that checks if we have the error stages. So this is the full system over here. As you can see, this is not simple. There are a lot of moving parts. The AI is only using a small fraction of the process. Let me know if this is useful and it gives you a good understanding of what an actual real system could look like for sales calls analysis. I'm happy to help you build this out and figure this out for your team. Let me know if you're interested. You can check the first link. With that said, hope this was useful. Hope you get some value.